Let me guess. You keep telling yourself you'll start today, right? New routine, new habit, new mindset. And for 1 or 2 days, you actually do it. Then suddenly, boom, you fall off. Not because you're tired, not because you're busy, just gone. And then you assume you're lazy. You're not. There's a real reason you can't stay consistent. And once you understand it, everything changes. Stick with me for a few minutes, because this might be the first time someone actually explains what's happening inside your brain. People think consistency comes from discipline, or motivation, or some magical energy source only successful people have. But that's not how it works. The reason you keep breaking your routines isn't laziness. It's identity friction. Your brain is fighting the version of you you're trying to become because it still believes you're the old version. That's why you can be motivated at night, set goals, plan everything perfectly. Then the next morning, your brain hits you with, bro, just relax, do it later. Not because you're dumb, not because you're weak, but because your brain is protecting the version of you it already knows. Here's the truth nobody tells you. You don't fail at habits because the habits are hard. You fail because you try to jump versions of yourself too fast. You try to go from sleeping at 3 a.m., waking at 5 a.m., 0, studying 5 hours a day, no gym, daily workout plan, messy room, aesthetic Pinterest, monk room. That's not discipline. That's shock therapy. And your brain rejects it instantly. If your new routine feels like you're pretending to be a different person, your brain will drag you right back to the old version the second your willpower dips. So, if this isn't the real you yet, how do you become the person who can stay consistent? This is where it gets interesting. You've probably heard, start small. Cool. But that advice is usually too vague to be useful. Let me break it down in a way your brain actually understands. Your new habit should be so stupidly easy that it feels more painful to skip than to do. For example, want to study daily? Start with 5 minutes. Yes, literally 5. Want to work out? Do 10 push-ups, not a full routine. Want to read more? 1 page, not a chapter. Want to wake up earlier? Pull it back by 15 minutes, not 2 hours. If your start line feels like a boss battle, you already lost. Consistency starts when your brain says, oh, that's it? Fine. Humans don't repeat habits. We repeat identities. You stay consistent when you start seeing yourself as the kind of person who does that habit. You're not trying to study. You're becoming someone who studies a little every day. You're not forcing yourself to work out. You're becoming the kind of person who moves their body daily. This small identity shift is what makes routines stick, because the goal stops being do the task and becomes be the person. Your brain loves identity consistency. It hates identity conflict. This is why small habits matter. They build evidence. Evidence builds identity. Identity builds consistency. But there's one more step people completely ignore, and it's the biggest reason they fall off. Consistency dies because of tiny barriers that feel stupid but sabotage everything. You don't go to the gym because your clothes aren't ready. You don't study because your desk is a mess. You don't read because the book is in your bag across the room. You don't wake early because your phone is right next to your pillow. These tiny frictions kill habits faster than lack of motivation ever will. You want to stay consistent? Kill the friction. Prepare your clothes the night before. Put your book on your bed. Charge your phone across the room. Organize your desk before you sleep. Make doing the right thing the easiest option. Everyone hits the dip, right around day 3, day 7, or week 2, depending on the habit. This is where people quit because they think the dip means they lost their motivation. No, the dip means the habit is leaving the motivation phase and entering the identity phase. This is good. This is where real consistency starts. Here's the trick. During the dip, don't increase the habit. Don't perfect it. Don't pressure yourself. Just show up at the bare minimum. 5 minutes, 1 page, 10 push-ups. The dip is not a test of strength. It's a test of survival. Survive long enough, and your brain accepts the new identity. Consistency isn't about never breaking the streak. It's about never breaking it twice. Miss 1 day? Congrats, you're human. Miss 2? Your brain says, oh, we're going back to the old identity. That's the real danger point. Your rule should be, never miss more than 1 day in a row. That's the difference between people who grow and people who restart the same routine every month. So here's the truth. You're not inconsistent because you're lazy. You're inconsistent because you're trying to be a new person without giving your brain time to believe it. Start tiny. Build identity. Remove friction. Survive the dip. Never miss twice. Do this. And consistency stops feeling like a fight and starts feeling like your default mode. Try this tonight. Pick one habit. Shrink it to the easiest possible version. Do it. That's it. You're building the new version of you, one small piece at a time. And if you're ready to level up, hit subscribe. We're doing this together.